Those are all going to be so wrong.
I've just got a load of names and thrown them into a Word document. This is where they've landed.
We're going to be miles out. We're going to be absolutely miles out.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Oh, all right. Listen, mate, if you're confident, I'm going to say Jim Kimberley. He's got the answers.
Words in my mouth, mate. This is going to be great. That's a Jim Kimberley guarantee. Let's do it.
Right, predicting the 2023 Formula 2 grid. This could be a disaster. Okay, Prema in 2023. I've gone with Ollie Behrman, obviously impressive junior career up until now. So I think Prema will put trust in him. And I think Formula 3 teammate Arthur Leclerc will join him at Prema next season.
I think joining him will be Fittipaldi. I think it makes a lot of sense to have an experienced hand in there at Prema as well. And he's shown his quality, and I think he'll make that step up to a front team.
ART, I think Fred Vesti stays with the team for another season.
I think we'll have Fred Vesti. He's really got embedded in that team, learned a lot from Théo Pourchaire, and I think he can have a proper title challenge next season.
Fred Vesti, second season, and like Lundgaard and Pourchaire, continuing on with ART for the second season.
Logan Sargent is going to move across to ART, and he's going to be joined by
Victor Martins.
I'm going with Ollie Behrman.
Carlin, difficult one, this one. I think Logan Sargent will be at Williams next year. So I've gone with Dennis Hauger to move to Carlin after a pretty up and down first season in Formula 2. And I think
I think a change of team will be good for him. I think he'll be able to bring in a bit of experience alongside someone like
Zane Maloney.
I'm going for Jack Doohan.
Lick your finger, put it in the sky. I've gone for Jack Crawford because of some Red Bull links.
High tech, I think Yuri Vips and Marcus Armstrong go to Indy for 2023. So I've got Padraig to move up with the same team from Formula 3. And I think he'll be partnered by Jack Crawford to make an all Red Bull lineup.
And his teammate, I think, will be Dennis Hauger, yet another Red Bull junior driver.
Maybe Yuma Iwasa. I just don't know where else to put Iwasa at this point, so High Tech ended up being the landing spot.
Virtuosi. So I think 2022 Formula 3 runner-up Zane Maloney fills one of those seats at Virtuosi, and I think he'll be partnered with Britt Ollie Caldwell. I think he'll take up the second seat there.
So for Virtuosi, I put Clement Novalak, and not really knowing where else to put him, and maybe he will be in F1, but Logan Sargent.
For Virtuosi, I think Victor Martins will make the step up into Virtuosi. I think they've had experience of running Alpine junior drivers. Jack Doohan, I think it makes sense for him to stay where he's been this season.
So I'm going for David Beckman and Kaio Collet.
Championship winning seat up for grabs at MP.
MP Motorsport, okay, no idea.
I think this is the moment for Fred Vesti to make his mark.
The only one I've got a bit of positive vibes from is Kaio Collet.
I think the start or a start of 2022, Enzo Fittipaldi will move to MP for 2023. And I think Dutchman Richard Verschoor will join the Dutch outfit for one last stab at a title-winning campaign.
At MP, I think Clement Novalak will stay. Jack Crawford, I think another promising young driver from Formula 3 who will pair really well with Clem.
No idea for Dams.
So I've gone with Ralph Boschung to move to Dams. And I think Marino Sato moves to the French team.
For Dams, I've got Liam Lawson and he'll be partnered by Lirim Zendelli.
I've put Dennis Hauger. Dennis Hauger deserves second season.
So I think Kaio Collet will come in as a rookie.
And then Jack Doohan, a French connection with Alpine and Dams. I mean, I'm really reaching a little bit here, and learning a bit more French might help him, so why not Dams? That works.
Charouz, I mean, it's a guessing game at this point, isn't it? I've gone for the team to retain Tatiana Calderon for 2023, and I think that she will be partnered by Alex Smollier.
At Charouz, I think Jake Hughes has done enough to show that he can perform well in Formula 2, and I think his experience will be really appreciated by Charouz. So I think he'll go straight in there, and alongside Ollie Caldwell, who I think again has showed a lot of promise.
Charouz, I put Roy Nissany because I feel like he's not going to go anywhere, but I don't know where else he's going to go in Formula 2. And then I've also put Roman Stanek as an F3 driver who has been in the sport in F3 for a long time. He's got history with Charouz, so if he's going to make a step up, why not to Charouz?
I believe I wrote an article which the Charouz team boss said that he wanted to keep Enzo Fittipaldi and Tatiana Calderon as their first choice for next season, so that's what I put.
Campos. I've gone with a bit of a fairy tale story. Juan Manuel Correa to make a return to Formula 2 with Campos. How good would that be to see? And I think he'll be partnered with 2022 super sub David Beckman. I think he could be at Campos full time for 2023.
Marino Sato will stay for at least one more season in Formula 2.
This is my favourite lineup because one, Ralph Bachon, so it's 90% of why it's my favourite. And then I've also put Enzo Fittipaldi. I'd really like that lineup if it comes together.
I think Ralph Bachon will return much to the delight of Jim Kimberley, and he'll be partnered by Ollie Caldwell.
Trident, it's difficult, isn't it? Let's go with Clement Novalak to return to the team that he had success with in Formula 3.
And I think it also makes sense for Roman Stanek to stay with Trident as he moves up from Formula 3. I think Callum Williams will stay at Trident for 2023. Another young driver building confidence.
Alexander Smolia, and then also Ollie Caldwell.
I think Trident will field Richard Verschoor and Zane Maloney. Maloney impressed at the back end of the F3 campaign.
Final team, VAR. I think I've gone with Chembolik Bassi to take up one of the seats at VAR. And I think he'll be paired with Brazilian Caio Collet.
VAR, I think the Dutch link will see Richard Verschoor go over to VAR. And I think Alexander Smolia is also deserving of a drive in Formula 2.
Marino Sato might be in with a chance to get in that seat. But the other driver I'm most excited about, which may or may not happen, but with Franco Colapinto, who has been their star driver across F2 and F3.
Hard to say with VAR, but I think they'll keep Amaury Cordial. After his race ban at Silverstone, he performed much better. As for the second seat there, it was take your pick of anyone who's left over. And I'm going to plump for Roman Stanek.
Okay, so that's our predictions for 2023 and what the Formula 2 grid may look like. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments below.